Okay, I'm gonna pull up. It's gonna be like 40 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I'm gonna text you when I'm close.
Alright, man.
You are now about to tune into the Mo Show right here on KZOW 91.9 Active Radio. Yes. You are tuned into the Mo Show right here on KZOW 91.9 Active Radio. And today, we're going to be talking about relationships. Not just dating relationships. We're talking about friendships, family ships. Whatever ships you in, we're going to talk about it. But today, we got some help. We got the 48 Laws of Power. Now, if you don't know what the 48 Laws of Power is, it is basically a book that teaches you how to gain power. But with these laws, you can also use it for, betterment of yourself and betterment of your situation in life. And that is what I'm going to teach you today. You know what I'm saying? So there's 48 laws, but I'm only going to touch on about 7. 7's a perfect number, and it's a good number. So yeah, before we get into it, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more episodes as we are on episode 2. Hey, and make sure, grab your snacks. You know what I'm saying? Grab your beverages, grab whatever you need to enjoy this. Sit back, relax, and let's enjoy this episode. Without further ado, let's go. So, for the first law that we are going to take on is law number 2, which is never put too much trust in friends and learn how to use enemies. Now, we're going to go at it from the relationship standpoint. In relationships, you must be aware of the people around the girl you are interested in. These are friends, exes, or like others. These people have influence on how she's going to view you. And I know a lot of us have been through those situations where a girl, her friends will have a say, or you're trying to approach a girl and her friends have a say on what, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful that these people often play gatekeepers. So sometimes if you become too trusting of them or you reveal too much, it could backfire on your own end because you don't know their own angle. Some people who are quote unquote friends to these people you're interested in, sometimes you know what they do? They have ulterior motives themselves. Sometimes that guy best friend, that's the brother, he wants her. So whatever you do, he's going to be against. Or if she has a friend that's a female, that female friend might be jealous of her and all the attention that she gets. So she might try to sabotage her because she wants both of them to be lonely. Because that's very much the truth. That could very much happen. Because sometimes other women are jealous of other women. Some people are jealous of their friends. It's a very sad thing to think about, but that is the truth. So don't be surprised there. So when you're maneuvering with these friends or her friends and all that, you got to be sure to not trust them 100%. Don't reveal too much. Say enough, but not too much. Social psychology shows people are heavily influenced by peers and their perceptions in the early affective stages. So you know what I'm saying? They're gonna, before you get in a relationship with them, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna confide in their friends. When you're talking to a girl, for example, I'm just gonna talk to you, let's say you're a guy. If you're talking to a girl, you're talking to a guy, the person that you talk to about it is your friend. You don't talk to your mom. Maybe you talk to your mom and dad about it, but most people talk to their friends about it. Like, hey, I like this girl. What do you think about her? Is she good? You know what I'm saying? We always go for validation from our friends. So that's just first rip. You already know that these people, they look for answers from their peers, from their friends, from their homies. You know what I'm saying? They look for that answer. So you know the power that these people have. So you got to make sure that you don't reveal too much so that it could possibly sabotage you. And to give you an example with me, I remember I was interested in a girl, right? And I think her friends picked up on it, right? So all of a sudden, I remember I'm walking around. I walk into a room, they'll stop talking, and as soon as I walk away, they'll start laughing. Or they'll start giving me looks, you know what I'm saying? And it got to the point where it's like, I was supposed to hang out with her. Like, I set up a date to hang out. And then all of a sudden, she cancels it, right? I'm like, oh, that's strange. And all her friends just give me weird looks wherever I go, all, you know what I'm saying? But then out of nowhere, I just see that X on Snapchat. If you don't know what that X is when you get unadded. So I was like, that's strange. And then you see, oh, on my birthday, I got to unfollow. I was like, what? Like a couple of days ago, it was interested, was going, was vibing, and all of a sudden it was like that. It was just gone. But me knowing the game, I knew that it was their friends. They probably got in their ear. They probably asked about me or did this about me and had their own perception about me, and that led them to standing against me. And that's gonna happen to you wherever you go, with anything in life. Even without the girl thing, for example, if you're working a job, if you're interested in a certain position, people are going to try to dig and find things about you, or they're going to say things about you to kind of put off you getting that promotion, or put off you getting this, you getting that. So you got to be mindful that people are not always going to have their best interest with you. So you got to be careful how you move. How you move is very important. Now, that being said, this also segues onto the next topic, because these things kind of go hand in hand. And the next topic is going to include 2 laws. So we're going to go on a little break, and when we're back, we're going to be tackling 2 laws that kind of go hand in hand with this topic. Welcome back. You're still tuned into the Mo Show right here on KCOW 91.9 Active Radio. And to continue on our talk, we're going to be speaking on 2 laws on this topic. And those 2 laws are law number 4 and law number 16. Law number 4 is always say less than necessary. And law 16 is use absence to increase respect and honor. Silence and mystery builds attraction. Those are facts. The most attractive person is the person you don't know. All of us can relate. Whenever there's a new girl in school, a new guy in school, those people are the most attractive people at that school at that time, because we don't know about them. You know, that's a fact. When you see a new girl in school, I remember when I was in elementary and all that, high school, when the new girl came, everyone's, yo, who's the new girl? Oh my God, she looks good. Because we don't know her. She's mysterious. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing in relationships. When you're pursuing girls, you're more attractive when they don't know about you too much, because you're not available. They don't know about you. So that builds attraction. You know what I'm saying? Don't overshare, or don't always be available. That also plays into attractiveness. Because when you're in a relationship and you're always available and you're always oversharing, you know what I'm saying, the woman is going to get bored of you. That's just a fact. When I'm saying women like a mysterious guy. They like a guy that they can't predict what he's going to do next. And I'm not saying, if you're like an extroverted guy, be all of a sudden quiet and mysterious. I'm not saying that. You can still say less than necessary and still have that same personality. You know, to my friends that I hang out with, I'm very, I'm very energetic. I'm very, I'm very engaging. I like to talk. I like to have arguments. But sometimes I can go quiet. Sometimes I just like to enjoy my own company. Sometimes I'm saying to myself. And to women, sometimes I'm just a guy that, enjoys my own company, I'm quiet. So that's not to say I'm changing myself or anything. It's just that I know in certain circumstances I have to operate a certain way. When I'm walking around, I can't just be loud and obnoxious all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's just not my character. That's not my game. And I also know that it's to my benefit that my personality is like this, because with me being someone that's quiet at times when I need to be, I'm mysterious to people. Like when I first came here, people don't know about me. Like I'm not on my way chatting to people. I'm not doing that. It's not me trying to be a thing or anything. It's just like, that's just who I am. And it builds attraction. If you look at any time in your life, you think about it, the people that are most attracted to you are the ones that you don't know yet. And that's a fact. When you see that girl down the street, like, oh, who is that? Like all of a sudden she's attracted because you don't know who she is. But sometimes you get to know them, and all of a sudden you're not too attracted to them no more. You feel me? Now, obviously, when you're going to get into relationships, you're going to get to know these people. You're not going to be mysterious the whole time, but you know what I'm saying? To get to that point, to build that attraction enough for them to really be interested, you also have to say less than necessary. And now this just goes deeper than just relationships, because in life, don't overshare too much. When you overshare sometimes, it doesn't come true. I remember all the times that I say I'm going to this school, I'm going to that school, and nothing was finalized, for some reason or another, it falls through. Like all the plans that I have where I overshare before even it's done, it always falls through. And then the plans where I don't say anything about and I just do, it happens. I don't know how to explain it, but it just happens. So that goes outside of relationships as well. Don't overshare sometimes. Sometimes it's good to keep it to your chest till the job is finished. Because sometimes people will sabotage you, as that goes to the first law, what I was talking about. Then people, you don't know, like their motives with you. So sometimes it's good not to share. So don't overshare too much. And another thing is leaving space and saying less makes people more curious and gives you more leverage. Like when you're the new guy at school, when you say the things that you need to say and leave, that builds anticipation about your next arrival. That builds anticipation about, yo, who is that guy? Yo, who is that girl? She doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like people want to know about you. And you could use that to your advantage in any form of life. And in dating psychology, uncertainty often increases attraction, which is true. Women like a man that they can't predict. He's not predictable. You've seen all those movies, all those rom-coms, all that. They always gravitate towards the guys that they don't know about. They're quiet, mysterious. There's always a reason why that's a trope, where like women gravitate towards the bad boy. It's not because he's a bad human being or a bad person. The reason why they're attracted to him is because he is mysterious. They don't know about him. Why is he like that? They're trying to know. They're curious. Curiosity, we're human beings. The number one thing that we are is curious. If you don't make people curious, people do not care about you, and they won't care about you. That is a fact. And to add a quote from the book, I like this quote. When you say less, people imagine more. That is true. Think about it. A person or a girl or a guy that you know, if you know everything about them, you're not going to think too much about them. But if you just see that new girl, you're imagining, yo, who is that? I wonder where she's from, this, that, and the third. But if it's a girl you already know, you're not going to think too much about it. Same thing when you see a new player come onto the team. When you don't see him play, you don't know about him, you're like, yo, who is that guy? I wonder what he's like. You're imagining. Versus when you do, you don't really care too much. You know what I'm saying? So attraction isn't the only thing. It's not enough. You also have to protect your image. And I say that because this segues onto the next law. But I'm going to give y'all a little break before we get into that. So stay tuned, because we will be right back. Welcome back to the Mo Show right here on KZOW 91.9 Active Radio. As I was saying, attraction isn't enough. You also have to protect your image. This goes into law number 5. So much depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life. Now, I know what you're thinking. Guarding your reputation with your life, as much as it sounds dramatic, it is 1000% true. Your reputation is your social currency. Once it's damaged, it's hard to rebuild. We've all been there. All of us. We've all seen someone in high school who acted a fool, or who did this, or who did that, or you heard a rumor which damaged their reputation, no matter if it was true or false. If you are known as somebody who always causes problems, you're a problem maker, that's what you'll be known as. Even if it's not true, you could be the best kid, you could be a saint, you could be rescuing babies off burning buildings, but if that is your reputation, people do not care. It is hard for you to get a stain off of your reputation. That's why it's important that you project yourself and you carry yourself in a certain way so your reputation is not damaged. Online, in person, it's very important that you carry yourself in a strong way. Now, in relationships, when you're moving around, your reputation matters. You know, if you're known as a guy that's carrying diseases and going crazy doing this, no girl's gonna want to touch you, because that's just on your name, that's on your belt. You know, so you gotta be careful how you move. You gotta move in silence. You don't want people knowing your business. You don't want people knowing that you're messing with this girl and this girl and this girl, because sometimes talking stages happen. Sometimes you're gonna talk to a girl and it's not gonna work out. But if you don't guard your reputation, now you're gonna have a stigma about you, and it's gonna say, hey, oh, this guy, all he does is talk to this girl, where it could just be you're getting to know them and it doesn't work out, and then that's it. Nothing happened, nothing else. But from the way it looks like you're this, you're that. So you always gotta remember, guard your reputation, because that's the only thing that you have. You know, online, in person, consistency and confidence create trust and interest. If people see one thing and they hear another, it's always gonna go off of what you hear. Listen, we're human beings. We're all victim of this. We've all heard a rumor about somebody, and then the moment we see them, we think it. Even if, until we know the benefit of the doubt, sometimes we never get to know the person, so we're just gonna think that. So it's always important, remember that, to guard it with your life. Studies show people form lasting impressions within seconds of meeting. If I meet you and you're acting a complete fool, or, for example, this is one thing I always like to say, like, these allegations you can't be smelly allegations. Like, if you meet someone and they smell for the first time you meet them, from then on, you're gonna just think they smell. It's just in me. Like, if I meet someone I think they stink, whenever I'm going around, I'm gonna hold my breath. That's just how I am. I know it's messed up, but that's the first impression. Or now, let's say I go meet somebody and they smell good. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I think about them. When they say a person's name, like this person, I'm like, oh, that guy smells good, or yo, that girl smells good. If I think about this person, I'm like, oh, that guy smells bad. You know, like, those things matter. Like, the way you carry yourself is like, that is your badge. That is what we know you of. We don't know, like, at the end of the day, no one will ever know the real you. It's impossible. My mom doesn't know the real me. Your mom doesn't know the real you. No matter how much you tell, they could never understand the real you. What we have to go off of is what we see and what we hear. So you got to make sure you protect that. And as Green said, reputation is the cornerstone of power. That is true. If you have the reputation of someone untrustworthy, no one's going to trust you. If you have the reputation of you being upstanding, everyone's going to trust you. Like, that's just a fact. We see it all the time with politicians. If a guy's already going in there negatively, people have a negative perception about him, he is not going to win no election whatsoever. You know, but if a good amount of people trust him, he's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I remember the 2016 elections. I'm not really a big politics guy, but I remember people were talking about the Hillary Clinton, about how she was lying and stuff like that. And that just showed me that based off of what her reputation was, people already didn't trust her. So that's why she couldn't win. Even if like she was a saint, an absolute angel, we don't know that. We're just going based off of what we heard. And what we heard is that she's a liar, she's this, she's doing this, she's doing that. Now we're just going to believe that because we don't really know her, and we'll never get to know her. So remember, guard your reputation with your life. Like, this is everything. This is your resume. Like, if, for me, for example, whenever a coach talks about me, they will never badmouth me because they know, one, I'm a hard worker, two, I'm a passionate individual. They can never say Mo's a lazy, Mo's a slacker, Mo's this. They can never say that about me because my reputation precedes me. Whenever a coach calls and asks about me to a former coach, I've never heard a bad word back. They can always say Mo's a great guy, Mo's a great kid, you know? So whatever it is, guard your reputation. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you carry yourself in that way because, you know, that is what's going to carry you in the long run, because people are always going to ask about you. And if we ask everyone about you and everyone says you're this, you're that, people are going to have thoughts about you before they even meet you. So now when people ask about me, people already have highly things to say about me before I even get there. So when I get there, the job's already easy. You know what I'm saying? And to segue, we're going to talk about, instead of just talking about what's verbal, we're going to talk about what's visible and why you should never just hang in the background. But we're going to come up to that next. We're going to give you a little break and we're going to come on to that next. We're going to talk about law number 6 next. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the Mo Show right here on KZOW 91.9 Active Radio. And as I was saying, we're going to talk about the visual. We're going to talk about law number 6. And law number 6 is court attention at all costs. Now, I know when you first hear that, you're like, attention. Some people might not like attention, right? But attention is power. It must be earned strategically and not desperately. When you see people who are desperately, like the class clown, gaining for attention, like, you know what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, and you don't respect it, you know. And when it comes down to it, the people that you respect who get the attention are the guys who do it quietly, the girls who do it quietly, the guys who do it in a subtle but smooth way. And the reason why attention is powerful, because in relationships, if you're attractive, you get attention, whether you're quiet or not. You know what I'm saying? If you're a quiet person and you don't like being rambunctious, you don't like being loud, that's okay. You can still court attention and get things in your favor without being loud. Now, people construe loud and attention too many times, but sometimes being loud, you know what I'm saying, you get the wrong attention. For example, if you're a quiet guy, you know what I'm saying, the way you could court attention is just by making sure your appearance is good. That's the visual, what we can see. There's a lot of guys where they're quiet, but because they dress so sharp, everyone's always looking at them. Damn, that guy looks good. Yo, he put that on today. He put that on today. Or, yo, she's always dressed nice. Oh my God, I love her hair. You know, stuff like that. Like, that's how you court attention. Sometimes you don't have to say nothing to get the attention. And now you're asking me, why is attention important? Attention is the currency of the world we live in today. Whether it's social media, whether it's in person, attention is everything. If you want a job, if you want to have a lasting impression on somebody, your attention is what's going to get that. For example, in podcasting, I'm doing podcasting right now. In soccer, attention is what's going to get me seen, because I need to be seen in order to get signed. In podcasting, in order for my podcast to blow up, I must have what? Attention. A good kind of attention that people are going to want to see, come back for. You know, if you're a doctor, even if you're a doctor, a lawyer, attention is what's going to propel your career. Because if you have success in the medical field, if you have success in the surgery room, if you have success in the courtroom, that attention is what's going to get you paid, the big bucks. If you're a business person, attention is what's going to get you to the next level, because if your businesses are successful, you're going to get attention. So dare I say it again, attention is important, not just with women, not just with business. It's your day-to-day life. Attention is important. Whatever you want to do in life, attention is going to be required. You must be seen. You can't just be out in the corner somewhere. You feel me? So marketing and psychology both agree constant visibility builds familiarity and influence. So now when you say something, it matters. In school, if everyone always sees you and they know that your opinion is that of a notable one and a noble one, people are going to ask for it. They're going to adhere to it. If you're quiet in class most of the time, but they ask you to participate, you're participating. People can tell that you're very intellectual. Your opinion is going to matter in the class. If you're on the sports teams and you're a quiet guy, but then you say important stuff at important times and you're caught attention, people are going to be like, oh, we need to listen to him because he knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, attention is good. Stand out. Never blend in. This is what Green said. And it is 100% correct. If you're playing sports, you must stand out. If you're in the academics, you must stand out. Stand out from the rest is what gets you to where you need to be. If you don't stand out from the rest, you'll never be the best. That is the truth. Now, we're going to shift to the mindset that's going to keep you grounded while being powerful. And that is going to be our next subject. So be sure to stay tuned. We're going to give you a nice little break and we'll be right back with some more game. Tune into the Mo Show right here on KZOW 91.9 Active Radio. And as I was saying, you know what I'm saying, this mindset is going to keep you grounded while being powerful. So, without further ado, let's get into Law 17. Keep others suspended in terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. I was saying this earlier. You gotta be unpredictable. Being unpredictable keeps people intrigued and prevents manipulation. Because sometimes when people know what you're gonna do, it's easier for them to manipulate you. It's easier for them to kind of steer it. For example, in relationships, let's get back to the main topic. With relationships, a woman can manipulate you if she knows that, like, she knows your every move. She knows she knows this, she knows that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows what you're gonna do. The best relationships where a woman loves to be in is when it's unpredictable with the guy. They don't know what's coming next. Like, that's why a girl's always asks you, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do when we go? Like, what do we want to eat? She wants you to tell her what we're gonna eat. She doesn't want to say, oh, we're gonna go what you want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want unpredictability. They want spontaneousness. Like, oh, what are we gonna do tonight? Oh, we're gonna go here, and then I got a surprise for you. They're gonna tag along because they wanna know what's you know what I'm saying, what's exciting. You feel me? So yeah, remember that in relationships, unpredictability often maintains excitement and attention. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, the reason why they say that marriage fails is because they lack excitement. It's not because it's too exciting. There's never been someone that said, oh, he's just so exciting. Like no, like most women that you ever hear disgruntled about their relationships is about it being too predictable. So remember, predictability dulls respect. Unpredictability commands it. And that was by Green. And to close it out, we're going to be talking about mastering your identity, which is going to come up next. Law 34. This is the last law that we're going to be talking about, which is be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. Now, this goes without saying that confidence is key. If you carry yourself like a king, you will be treated like a king. If you carry yourself like a peasant, you'll be treated like a peasant. Carry yourself with respect and confidence, and people will mirror the image you project. That is a fact. The energy that you bring is what people will see you as. When I walk around as I'm him, because I am him. That's how I carry myself, as him. If I carry myself like a puppy, they're going to treat me like a puppy. If I carry myself like a lion, they're going to treat me like a lion. Remember, that's another thing about attractiveness, like attraction. It's just you have to carry yourself in a certain way, and people can tell by the energy. People treat people different ways by the energy that they carry. Some people are easy, some people are pushovers. That's why they get treated like that, and some people aren't, because they carry themselves with that confident energy. Acting with quiet assurance and standards commands respect in any setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it ain't gotta be loud, but if you like, hey, I ain't going for that, like, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that, like you're going to command respect. Your self-image directly influences how others perceive you and treat you. That's just, you know what I'm saying, that's just how it is. If you carry yourself as someone who's sloppy and someone who's always, you know what I'm saying, all over the place, disorganized, people are going to treat you that way. Or if you carry yourself as someone who is powerful, who is commanding, who is this, who's fly, people are going to treat you like that. And to kind of round it out up with a quote from Green, he said, "The way you carry yourself will often determine how you are treated." Which just goes back to what I've been saying this whole minute. Carry yourself like a king. Have your head held up high. Don't be a guy walking around with your chest down, head down. Walk around with your chest up, looking at everyone in the eye. This goes with anything. At your workplace, anything. Remember, your energy is everything. How you talk to yourself is how people are going to perceive you. How you carry yourself, people are going to perceive you. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're not a king, you're a loser, you're this, that's how you are. That's how you're going to be forever. You're going to be like that. No one's going to respect you. So remember that. Always carry yourself like a king. If you're going to leave here with something, live here with these. Number 1, never put your trust too much in people or in friends. Remember, it's always good to sometimes just keep it to yourself and just be quiet and observe. Always say less than necessary. Always move in and out of places. Don't overstay your welcome too much. You know what I'm saying? Protect your reputation, because that is the most important thing for you. That is your badge. That is your name. That is your honor. So guard it, protect it, and always treat it with respect. Remember, attention is everything. Know how to use it and know how to cultivate it, because that could be the difference between you being paid this much amount of money and you getting paid this much amount of money. It could be a difference between you being successful and you failing. Another thing, always be unpredictable. Don't let anyone know what you're going to do next. And lastly, but not least, act like a king and you'll be treated like one. Act like a queen and you'll be treated like one. All these things are all mental. I never once mentioned 6'5" this. I never once mentioned you have to be the most drop dead beautiful girl. I never mentioned any of that. It's all about the energy. The most attractive people in this world, if you look at them, there's people that are more attracted to them. But the reason why they are where they're at is because people just love their energy. People, you know what I'm saying, they love everything about them. They love the energy, they love the confidence, they love the aura. So remember, it's all up here. And you can use these tools and apply it to yourself to become this version of yourself. Next episode, we're going to talk about how to become a college athlete. So be sure to be tuned into that one. And also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to hear a topic that I want me to talk about, let me know in the comments down below and I'll tap in with you. You know what I'm saying? I'll make a whole video about it, or I'll make a whole podcast about it. Whatever y'all want, y'all get. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Remember, walk around with your head held high and stay focused. Peace.